Hey there, guys. So I want to welcome you to today's live stream. So today, I know it's been a little bit since I've sort of done a stream because I've been trying to, sort of set up everything with my challenge and things like that. So things sort of gotten mixed around a little bit over the past week. But I'm back on track, and today's the first live stream of the week. I am going to be doing a couple more as the week goes on. And they're going to be over various topics, sort of branching off into mainly goal based stuff, sort of tracking and sort of keeping, your goals in check, basically. So, what I want to discuss today, and before I do discuss this one today, I want to mention that I do not have, I'm not, this is not like a sponsored top thing through Trainerize or anything like that. I use the app with my workout programs, and I'm able to sort of, able to, I guess, advertise the app in a certain way. I'm just doing this for my own, just for my own sort of showing how my workout program works, and that's the reason why I'm sort of going through Trainerize because it is a very awesome app to use, and because I have access to it, access to the service, I'm able to sort of not advertise, but I'm able to sort of show off the features of Trainerize as an app. Um, there's one other thing that I want to mention before I go into talking about Trainerize today. You may see on some of my stuff I have VC next to CPT on here. So I've actually recently just got a specialization under being a virtual coach. So that's why you see VC. So I actually just recently had my exam, and I'm now considered a certified personal trainer as well as a virtual coach. So that's why you see VC on my stuff now. I'm very excited about that. I'm so glad that I have that specialization now. And that's mainly what I've been targeting recently. And that's where my sort of business is switching to, is more of a virtual based coaching type business, and that's really what I want to make my focus on as a personal trainer. So let's go ahead and get into what Trainerize is. I'm going to go through a few things outside of the presentation that'll be sort of discussing some of the different features sort of visually instead of just as the presentation. So I may go out of the presentation and show you a few things. But with this, I'm sort of going to go through sort of the different features sort of laid out in a simplified manner. So basically what Trainerize is if you've done a consultation or anything with me, you're probably familiar with this. I've mentioned it a couple of times. So basically, this is an app that you use through my workout program. You'll be able to log into it and view your complete workout program, track specific metrics such as your weight and measurements. You can track nutrition habits. You have one on one messaging with me. And you also are able to integrate Trainerize with your smartwatches such as Apple Watch or Fitbit, which I think is a cool feature. And that's all. When you do a program with me, you do have access to all of this. Okay, so breaking down what Trainerize is. So Trainerize itself is basically, like I said, it's the main hub of your workout program, and sort of your progression. So when you log in, you have a client dashboard where it sort of shows your progress at a glance, how you're progressing through the program, what workouts need to be completed, anything of that nature. And if you've hit any certain goals, it'll show. So this to the left is an example of what it'll show on your client dashboard. So the client workout program, this is sort of a explanation of how you'll get workout programs through Trainerize. So basically what I'll do is I will give you a specific workout program, and you'll get a detailed sort of instruction in each program of what needs to be completed, of how many reps you would need to do, how many sets you would need to do, everything of that nature. And you're also going to get detailed video and written explanations of these specific workouts. So you'll be able to see all the specific things that you need to do in that workout, the proper form, everything of that sort. I can also put in notes into your workout programs themselves, or your whatever programs. So like this is a day 3 circuit. I could put in instructions at the top of what specific things I want you to focus on. You can also print out your workouts, which is pretty cool. I'm a pretty physical person. I usually write down stuff a lot of times. So I think that's a pretty cool feature to have if you want to actually look at your program and have it with you in a more tangible way, I guess you'd say. So exercise stats is another thing, and this sort of to the left sort of shows sort of in detail, what sort of weight you need to do, how much you need to lift, how many sets you need to do, or reps. So it's just a detailed breakdown of sets and weight. And you can customize your progress, or it's customized to your progress in your skill level. So depending on where you're at in your program, of course, you're not going to get it really. When you're starting out, you're going to get beginner-based workouts, and that's what I'm going to focus on. And that's the core part is sort of the progression. You're going to get beginner-based workouts to start out, and as you progress through the program, if I see that you're really moving forward, then of course you're going to go to intermediate and more advanced-based workouts. Goal setting. This is a cool little feature that's in Trainerize. It's sort of an extra feature, but it's also integrated into the program itself. It's not only just tracking just basic stuff, but you can go into detail, like drinking water, drinking specific amount of water, increasing range of motion in your shoulder by 25%, eating a certain amount of calories a day. I think this is a really cool feature to have. So you can set various different goals. I could give you goals as well, but you can set specific goals, whatever it may be, what things that need to be fixed. It can be nutrition based, it can be workout based. It's a really cool feature that I think is really such a great feature to add to a workout program. So you set various different fitness and nutrition based goals, and then you can track your progress towards those goals. So as you can see here on the left, it's got the progress of this particular client onto how they are progressing, how far along they are to reaching that goal. And like, for example, like up here at the top, here's a more specific base goal that's more workout related. So the goal weight of this individual, they want to get to under 90 pounds. So they're at 168 now. And as they progress, of course, that meter is going to move depending on where they're at in the program. So the goal setting stuff is really cool. I think it's one of the coolest parts of the Trainerize app. So intricate tracking. So as I mentioned, of course, you can put in all kinds of different metrics. One of the main things that I will have you do if you are in my workout program is having progress photos, your body stats, this is sort of extra specific activities such as walking or daily steps, the habits such as helping create positive habits like drinking more water. That goes back sort of into the goal-based stuff. But you can see here on the left that you can pick specific things that you want to track, and sort of see where you're progressing through that. That's another cool feature about Trainerize. So nutrition tracking. This is another thing that is really cool. And I have something else that's integrated into this nutrition tracking part of Trainerize, which is Evolution Nutrition. So basically, with the nutrition tracking portion of Trainerize, you can track your personal meals and your macronutrients. Of course, you can get meal plans through Evolution Nutrition, and then you have your specific nutrition goals. So Evolution Nutrition. So To explain it more in a simplified manner, I myself, as a personal trainer, I'm not able to give out meal plans. But what evolution nutrition is it connects with nutritionists. And so those nutritionists already have plans set up through Evolution Nutrition, and I can offer you plans, meal plans through Evolution Nutrition because it's backed by nutritionists. So that's a really cool feature, I think, especially with me as a personal trainer because I don't have those credentials, but because this is backed by certified nutritionists, I can offer this nutrition based meal plans in my program. So I think that's a cool another plus, especially. So that's something to keep in mind that I do offer that. And a lot of trainers, specifically are not connected to nutritionists in that certain way. So that is a really cool positive that I can give with my program is that you do have the meal based stuff to back it. And nutrition is a large part, especially if you're wanting to sort of gain muscle mass. So that's a big part of it. And weight loss, that's another thing, is tracking your calories. So I didn't want to mention that and sort of go into detail as to what evolution nutrition is, because I think it's not a lot of people know what it is. It's a really cool feature that I have integrated into Trainerize, so that's something to think about. Alrighty, so messaging. So you'll be able to message me one-on-one through Trainerize. Now, if my business grows and I have other trainers to work with, then you'll again have access to that specific trainer that you're assigned to. But for my business as it stands right now, it's going to be one-on-one messaging with me. You can also do group chats with your fellow clients. So if you're with another client and say you guys are friends and you're working on a work program together, you can do a group chat in Trainerize. You'll get specific notifications from me, and this is where we can set up consultation calls and sort of check-in calls to see where you're progressing through the program. Again, the one-on-one messaging, you get it straight. I mean, it comes straight to my phone instantly, so I'll get that message and I can reply to you through Trainerize. So all of your trainer-based stuff, it can all be integrated into one specific app instead of having to go through a text message or go through an email. You can do it through this app. Alrighty, so that's actually it for the presentation here. So before I end this here, I do want to thank you guys for watching. I do have my phone number and then my email if you want to contact me and sort of, maybe set up a call, sort of discuss a little bit in further detail as to what I can offer you for a workout program and sort of the more intricate details of my program and sort of get acquainted with what your fitness goals are. But before I end this, I want to go and show you here. So if you want to learn a little bit more about Trainerize, you can go to trainerize.com here, and it shows everything that is offered through this app. And this is the app that I offer through my programs. So you can go through here and see sort of the different features and what it offers itself. The majority of this stuff I'm going to offer. Now, there are certain add-ons that I may not offer. Again, you can always ask me questions about that as to what I do offer. But you're going to get a majority of what you see here that's on the features of Trainerize. I also want to show you here, I do have a profile. This is basically almost like this. It's almost like a personal trainer search engine here on Trainerize, and it's trainerize.me. This is my actual training profile, and you can go in here. It shows you sort of the services that I offer, my certification. It's all of my, more business-based stuff, and a little bit on my pricing. Um, Now, when you do look at pricing, it can vary depending on your specific commitment level. So that's sort of how my pricing works. I don't want to talk about my pricing in particular here because it can vary. But I've got a little video here as to why you can train with me. It'll take you here, but this is just my profile. Basically, if you want to work with me as a trainer and you want to contact me, um, so I wanted to share that with you. I usually try to update this as often as I can. Um, and if you search Tullahoma, Tennessee, and I'm likely going to pop up here, but this is just a cool little feature where I can share sort of what I have to offer. It's got all my social media stuff here. So I do want to share that with you guys. It's basically just like a little, almost like a social media platform for trainers, I guess you would say. And I do want to show this. This is basically Trainerize for my business here. And I don't want to go into here because I don't want to show any information of anything, but this is sort of Trainerized as it looks on the computer. I use it often here. The phone is a little bit different. The way the phone looks, of course, is on the presentation. But as you can see here, there's messages. If I have any messages from clients, I'm able to reply here. My particular clients, of course, I can show you an example of sort of workouts. So this is sort of an example of the different workouts. I have preset workouts, and I can also, do custom workouts with your program. So, depending on what your goals are, and if, say you don't really work out at the gym, you work out at home, I can also make changes to that and give you more home particular workouts. So this is sort of where I create the workouts and break them down. You got your habits, and it's going to look different for you. But this is really cool. You can track specific habits, whether it's eating vegetables, complex carbs, fats, proteins. This is all really cool stuff. The exercise videos, you're also going to get access to pretty much all of this here. This is just my trainer side of it, but you have these detailed workouts that explain each specific exercise. So this is really cool. I think this is cool that it explains it. When you go in here, it's going to give you a text explanation step by step of what you need to do, but it's also going to show you step by step in a video format, which is really cool. So I did want to show you this. So that's basically to sum up a little bit of what Trainerize is and how you can use it in my workout program. I hope that you guys found some value out of this. It's a really cool app, and again, this is not a sponsored ship sort of thing. It's just because I really like this app. I think it's a really cool app, and not many trainers offer this feature. So I hope that you guys found value in this, and if you're interested in learning more about this, you can always contact me. My phone number, you can call or text that number. And just be sure to let me know who it is if you do call or text. And then you can also email me. I usually always check my email every day, and I will contact you back as soon as I can. So thank you guys for taking the time to watch this. I am going to be doing another live stream tomorrow. It's not going to be related to Trainerize. It's going to be more about goals and setting goals and things of that nature. But I did want to go into detail about this and sort of give you a look at what the back end, what exactly how my program is structured, and how I send out workouts to my clients. So I hope you guys found a lot of information from this, and I hope you found it interesting as to all of what I can offer you. So thank you guys for watching this, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next live stream.